sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Neca Toys Hornhead Predator. So let's get into it right away and take a quick look at the blister card packaging. So we do get the basic blister card style packaging. You could see Hornhead displayed there with his accessories. We do get a cool comic book type image of Hornhead, says Hornhead Predator. On the bottom we do get another cool comic book image of the character, says Hornhead Predator, and then warning blah blah blah, and it does tell you all the accessories included with the figure. And then the back of the packaging here does display the other figures in this series, plus another badass comic book image of Hornhead, and then there is a little bio, so if you would like to read it, you can pause it right now and read it on up. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get this figure, but to take a closer look at this Yacha, who got killed off so quickly by Ahab. I was surprised that they made a figure of him. And real quickly, before we continue with the review, just need to give a shout out and a thank you to toynewsi.com for sending me this figure to review. Be sure to check out toynewsi.com or forums.toynewsi.com to be up to date with figure news and toy reviews and all that other cool toy related content. Alrighty, to get a closer detailed look, and like usual, Neca does an outstanding job when it comes to the paint and the sculpt. I did have some stuck joint issues, the left gauntlet and both the thighs here. Now the gauntlet I got unstuck, same with the right thigh swivel, but I cannot get this to pop out of place, and it's just so annoying. I can't use the bicep swivel now, and a lot of people do have that issue with the figure as well, and these pieces being connected don't make it any easier to try to pop it out of place, but it sucks when you can't move joints that are supposed to move. Now the face sculpt here I think looks so damn awesome. I love the way this character looks here, how he does have horns on the top of his head. I never seen that with a Predator. The eyes are both painted looking in the same direction, so that is definitely good. And I do love the coloration of his skin tone. The mandibles look great. He does have the closed mandible mouth, of course, because he does come with a mask that you can slide on, but the horns do get in the way, and I feel like it's because this horn, see how it's like going inward, and this one's kind of just going straight out. I think that's what's preventing the mask to fully pop on. But I love the way the head looks, how it's kind of all like rough on the top right there, kind of spiky looking. Looks pretty cool, and that's why he is called Hornhead, because of the horns there. And some of the paint is off on the tip of the horn here, and then a little bit on the inside on this horn there. The Pred dreads look great. They are soft rubbery plastic and all individual, and he does have the mix like jewels or metal pieces in there, the gold, bronze, and silver. He actually has 2 different types of gold, which is pretty cool, so he has 4 different kinds there. And his dreads, I guess the basic length for a Predator, and he does have a sheath, because something cool about him, he is included with a sword, and the sheath strap looks great. I love the way this piece looks here. The metal piece looks pretty cool. We have the buckles and stuff on the top, and the back of the sheath, or the back where the sheath is, looks great. Beautiful paint and sculpt work all throughout that. And I do dig the way his armor looks. It is silver, then we do get like a blue dry brush, I believe, on it. And it looks really nice, as you can see on the shoulders right there, a little on the upper torso as well. The arms look good. We get like some black dots on his skin. He does have a very cool texture to his skin as well. Then we do get the gauntlets here, and he has double-bladed gauntlets on each arm, which is something that's pretty damn cool, but beautiful sculpt and paint on that. And the netting is pretty good on here. I see they missed a little bit in between the Pred pecs right there, but the netting everywhere else looks great, and the skin tone looks really cool. And I like how they made his skin tone glossy, so he kind of looks like wettish, you know what I mean? The back looks pretty cool too there. And then the lower legs here, we do get some armor on the thighs. Kind of look like panels overlapping each other there. And then he does have a bit of a loincloth on with a piece of armor protecting his Predator genitalia, but you could see like some horsehair type looking piece right there. And then the back here, he is wearing his Predator thong. And then the legs here, the netting looks great, but on the back here, I don't know what the hell happened over here. I guess they thought, I don't know what happened there, so that's a QC issue, definitely. That looks really bad, what the heck? But we do get some armor on the knees, the lower legs, which look pretty cool. He has a unique look to his armor, and then the feet here has some pretty cool paintwork on it as well with the black specks and everything, and the nails are very sharp. On the bottom we do get some sculpt and paintwork and some peg holes, but overall Neca did do a beautiful job when it comes to the detail, and they always do when it comes to their figures, not just their Predator figures, all of their figures. And another thing, he is a bit difficult to stand because you don't really get great forward and back movement with the ankle joints, which we'll go over later, but I can't be any more happy with how the paint sculpt turned out. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we really don't get a whole bunch included with Hornhead, and I do wish he was included with some alternate hands, but what we do get his biomask. So we do get his cool, unique looking biomask here. My favorite part about it is definitely the eyes. I like how they painted it red, and then they did add a pink, like where his eyes would be, so I thought that was a cool little added touch to the mask right there. And you can see it is mostly silver. We do get that very light blue dry brushing all throughout it to match with his armor, and then the top holes right there is where his horns would go, but there is an issue getting the mask on. The horns do get in the way of it, which I'll show you in a second, but it does have a unique sculpt to it, which I really do dig. And then the inside of the biomask also has some sculpt and paintwork as well, which is really cool looking. Very nice job on the biomask here by Neca, and I'll show you how to put it on right now. So the way you get on the biomask is just like any other Neca Predator figure who does have a swappable biomask, but as I mentioned before, the holes right here where the horns would go, the horns do get in the way, so you can't fully put his mask on. I wish they would just give you alternate heads, one with the biomask and one without. I feel like that would be much better than giving a mask that you swap on the figure here. But the way you get it on, you just push it on, and like I said, the horns are getting in the way, so you can't fully push it on, so it's going to stay like that, which kind of looks stupid. I mean, it does look cool once you have it on the figure, but I wish it would work the way it's supposed to work with his horns sticking out the top right there. So we do get the biomask, and then we also get 4 swappable wrist blades, so we do get 2 for each wrist gauntlet, and I really dig the way these look. They do have a unique look to them. Most Predators don't have wrist blades that look like this, and I love the way the end looks right there, how it gets wider. It's pretty cool looking, and I just dig the sculpt of it. It is silver, of course, with that blue mixed all throughout it. We do have the peg on the other side because you do just peg them into his gauntlets, and I'll show you how to put those in right now. And the way you get the wrist blades on is very simple. Just like with most of their AVP figures, all you do is just peg it into the peg holes on his gauntlet here, and I do prefer this style over the wrist blades that slide, because I feel like the ones that slide tend to break easier, and sometimes you get them loose and they don't stay retracted. But like I said, these I feel like are much better, and they do look badass once you have it on. Hornhead right here, very cool looking wrist blades for a Yautja, so we do get that stuff. And then we finally get his badass Yautja sword, and this is probably my favorite accessory out of everything. It is very sharp, so be careful of that. I just love the way the blade looks, so very cool looking. As you can see, it is silver. We do get the blue mixed in it here and there, but it does have a very cool look to it. Crossguard looks good, and so does the brown wrappings around the handle, and we have a random red dot on the end there, and it does store into a sheath, and he does hold it perfectly fine. I'll show you how to put it in the sheath right now quickly. And the way you get the sword in the sheath is basic for any toy with a sword and a sheath, and you can see his gripping hand is on the left side. I don't know why it's not on the right side, since the sword handle is on the right shoulder. So wouldn't his gripping hand, wouldn't that be the way he would grab a sword? I mean, I guess he can reach over and grab it, but it slides in there perfectly. It's not going to fall out or anything like that, and he does grip onto it perfectly as well. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Hornhead. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review, shall we? Now for the height of the Yautja, who has one of the shortest comic book appearances ever. To the very top of his head, it looks like he's a little bit under 8.5 inches tall. And then here he is compared to the Neca Predator Jungle Extraction Dutch Machiko Broken Tusk and his Murderer, the Ultimate Edition Ahab Predator. And then here he is compared to the Neca 30th Anniversary Jungle Hunter, the Ultimate Edition City Hunter, the Updated Enforcer, and the AVP Ancient Warrior. And then here he is compared to the Storm Collectible Smoke, the SH Figure Arts Sage Mode Naruto, the Mafex Justice League Batman, and the Figma Black Swordsman Guts. And then here he is compared to the SH Figure Arts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Deadpool. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, and we do get the basic Neca Predator movement. So we do have the ball peg that connects into the neck, and then a straight peg that connects into the head right there, so you can get Hornhead to look up about that much. And then he does look down pretty damn good. You do get very nice pivot there, as you can see, and then of course it does swivel, so nice head articulation with Hornhead. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso and the waist. The torso here goes forward better than going back, as you can see. A little bit of pivot. My joint, I guess, is stuck. I need to heat it up. Then we do get swivel. The waist here goes forward and back a little bit. Tiny bit of pivot and then swivel as well. Now for the arms, he does have the armor, so it does hinder the arms going out a bit. They can go out to the side almost 90 degrees, so it doesn't hinder it too much. You do go up and down. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that bend in a little more than 90 degrees gets hindered by his gauntlet. And my right bicep swivel is loose, as you can see right there. Then we do get the swivel at the gauntlet. Then we do have the swivel and the hinge on the wrist there. Now for the legs, Hornhead can kick forward 90 degrees, but his armor looks really weird since it is connected around his leg when you kick it forward, so that looks a bit odd. It does go to the back about 45 degrees. Then let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it, and most of these Predators almost can, and Hornhead almost can as well. Then we do get the upper thigh swivel. Like I said, my left one is stuck. We do have, whoops, be careful of these straps. You don't want them to break. Then we do have double jointed knees that bend back a little more than 90 degrees, and the ankles really aren't good on this figure. And I did have another issue with his ankles. The joint, the foot fell off, and every time I tried to push the foot back in, it wouldn't go in because the joint kept pushing up into the leg. So I had to figure out a way to warm it up, and I was able to get the foot back on. So now his articulation works regularly, but that was so annoying having that issue. We do get the swivel there, and they really don't move forward and back at all, and that really does make it difficult for him to stand up. And then we do get some pretty good pivot though out of Hornhead here, but the up and down movement is really bad and makes it difficult for him to stand up on his own. But overall, he does have the basic Neca Predator articulation. You'll be able to get him in some alright Predator or Yautja-like poses, and I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the Neca Hornhead Predator. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate this figure between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give it an even 7. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure, it is at local retailers like Target or your local comic book shop, and you can find it online as well. Agelessgeeks does not carry Neca toys in stock, but you can get your other figures and collectibles from Agelessgeeks.com, or I would recommend going through their Instagram or Facebook page. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Daredevil 19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Neca toys. Shibbity shibbity choo! So we do get the basic blister card style packaging, as you can see the figure. Let's get this figure, but to take a closer look at Hornhead. We do get a total of 4 of them, so 2 for easy. 4 swappable wrist blades. So we damn it. But I really do dig the sculpt of it. For sending me this figure to review. So be for what? Machiko, Broken Testicles, Jungle Hunter, the Ultimate Edition.